What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic night. We're here. It's Monday, a little after 9:30. So any moves that happen after this are obviously not going to be on the show. There's going to be a lot more moves coming, but I want to keep you up to date with everything going down the Eagles cutdowns. So trying to get to that 53-man roster. We'll know about the practice squad after that, after the waivers clear and everything like that. So I'll keep you up to date there. But we're going through with these cutdowns. We're getting ready, and we are only 10 days away from defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles football returning. Let's effing go. I cannot wait. I don't know about you, but we're finding out who this team is. And look, we talked about the fact that they even laughed yesterday, when I do these projected 53-man rosters, they're going to be adding random-ass dudes. And, well, yesterday they just went buck wild. So if you missed that, you can go check out the videos. But we did acquire Sam Howell, the quarterback, and then brought back Fred Johnson, traded with the Jaguars there, and then traded away Darian Kennard to the Packers. So, I'm all about both of those moves. We talked about those. Go check those out. We also acquired some draft picks, gave away a couple. We've 19 draft picks the next 2 years, 12 next year. Holy hell, with 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. Let's effing go. So Howie knows what he's doing. I can assure you of that. And I'm very excited to see, where this team is headed. And I, obviously last year predicted a Super Bowl win, but what I told you was they were building a dynasty. So they need to go back to back. They need to then win 3. So we got the first piece done. Now, we've talked all offseason what this team needed to do, and I think a lot of great competition, a lot of pieces added, when it comes to depth and some starters. We lost a few key pieces where people really, lost their minds, but these pieces are already in place to, be replaced here where we've drafted, signed people. So let's keep that in mind. But let's take a gander here at who the hell's been cut. So no surprises here. All of these guys were on my cut down list. You guys can let me know how you feel. Who here surprised you? Maybe whatever's on your mind. I'd love to hear from you. I have a lot of these guys, hopefully making the Eagles practice squad. If you saw my projection last night, this looks very similar. I will show you that graphic then. But you can see here a few guys that were already here on offense, a few guys on defense. A lot of the new pieces that we brought in on offense. So Kyle McCord, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. We talked about trading, for Sam Howell. That's why. These guys sucked it up. I think McCord will go to the practice squad. We shall see. I hope Montrell Johnson can make it there. I like Shunderick Powell as well. Hopefully both of those guys can be on the practice squad. Keelan Robinson there, Elijah Cooks, Terrace Marshall. I think Cooks will hopefully go to the practice squad if no one else takes him. We'll see what goes down with Marshall. E.J. Jenkins, hoping he ends up on that practice squad. We'll see what goes down with Nick Muse. He was here last year, but maybe he goes to the practice squad. And then Kenyon Green. I told you this before. I don't think he's making this roster. Last night, you obviously saw I did not have him making my 53. I just don't think he was that good. I saw someone stupid saying something today like, oh, how he failed. You should have never traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't know who the hell is telling you that we traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson for Kenyon Green, because that is not what that trade is about. Let me just be very clear here that we did not trade C.J. Gardner-Johnson for Kenyon Green. We actually were getting rid of C.J. Gardner-Johnson because, we got some cap space and people will say that stuff, and you'll hate to hear me say, off the field stuff because, it's not really too much off the field. It's more so just attitude and just the fit for the culture. I think bringing in a lot of these young guys, just kind of hot-headed player. Look, nothing but love for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Best of luck to him. Sucks he got injured. But, I think that we were heading in a different direction. We have Sidney Brown here, and obviously we just drafted Bakuba now. So we're all right there. But this was not for Kenyon Green. This was for other reasons, and he was just kind of thrown in there to make things happen. But regardless, Kenyon Green not making this roster here, and no surprise there. Now on the defensive side of the ball, you can see O'Shawn Mathis Eli Rick, AJ Woods, no surprises there. Lewis Seen, you saw yesterday, he will revert to IR. No one claimed. Hook and Andre Sam. So I told you Eli Ricks yesterday, in my opinion, was not going to make it this year. And I know he's stuck around for a few years. He's a fan favorite, but not mine. And I think that, this is someone that could end up on the practice squad. He knows the system. Cool. But beyond that, I know there's no real true answer at corner, but it ain't Eli Ricks. I'll tell you that much. And Andre Sam, Max and Hook, no surprises for any of these guys. Didn't have a single one of them making the roster. But, dude, you've still got like 20-some cuts coming. So, again, I will keep you up to date. Tomorrow, once I get off work, I'll try to do a live one. We'll talk about what the 53-man roster is when I get home. So I won't really be able to keep you up to date with all of the cuts while I'm at work. But once I get home, we know the 53. I'll talk about everything that went down here. But let's take a look at this 53 as it stands with all these cuts and everything. And you can see here, Seen I put on the IR with Johnny Wilson there, and Seen can be released on IR once he is good to go there. But I don't see them letting him stick around. Now, on offense, and any of these, look, it's kind of deleted the people wherever they were, so you can see that there's a gap in some of these, like the offensive linemen and stuff like that. Just kind of keeping it where just taking people off, and I'll clean it up once we actually get that roster. But to me, not really seeing obviously the linemen and some things will be different. But yeah, I'll show you my 53 if you want here for a second then. But this is our roster. Is going to make this squad that is still here. Maybe someone that you're surprised is still here. And look, some of these guys, they will be gone. I can promise you. So it's really whatever it is about whatever they're doing here whenever they get called into the office, right? So I don't know. But here, I don't think Avery Williams will be here. So you got return men. I don't know if Anaya Smith will be here. I had him making it, but I don't know. Now, to show you yesterday's show, just briefly here, this was my practice squad. So a lot of these guys already released, McCord and Johnson. I don't think DTR is coming back, but yeah, he was released. He's Cook's there and Jenkins. And I think, this team is going to add a few random ass people we've never, mentioned here or talked about, weren't on the team before. So just be prepared there. But that was just me what I saw. And then this was my offense. Clearly, Darian Kennard are not going to be here. So you could Flam sticks around. He just didn't do too great here. I would keep Matt Pryor. He's versatile. He can play guard and tackle. We'll see. See what they do. Maybe Flam makes it as well. Maybe they do go with the 10 we talked about. Holly does not count. It's 6 receivers there, 2 tight ends. I don't know. But then you see here on defense, 6 corners and then 4 safeties. We're down to 4 safeties already, those guys. We'll see if we keep all 4. And then the corners, I've told you, I would cut Adoree Jackson, but we might need him to start the first week. Jacorian Bennett, I think he should be the starter, but I don't know if he's got the book down yet. He's got a couple weeks ago, man. So let's be patient. Love the kid's game. Hopeful for his future. We'll see how it goes. But that was my just keep in mind, those last 2 things you saw was my plan. That was not their actual depth chart, which I just showed you at the beginning here. So you see all the cut downs in one last time. I will show you. You got 10 that have been cut on offense, 6 on defense. And again, Lewis Seen will revert to IR unclaimed. So not necessarily cut there, but probably will be eventually. Anyways, that's all I've got for you here tonight. Been a long damn day. Got a nice little shower. Wanted to get a chance to sign a couple of people. They'll probably do it as soon as I get done this video. Just remember, I have absolutely no idea what I was saying or what was going on. My computer just flipped out there. But yeah, that was the cut downs, all the stuff you needed to know. If you guys have any questions, add in, please feel free. I will be back tomorrow. We will talk about this stuff. I'm sorry, I have no idea what I was just talking about there. I the recording, so it probably just seems like it was a flash, but it just freaked out for a couple of minutes there. I came back. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's chalk it up for a good damn day. I'm ready to eat something, hit the hay, but I'll be back tomorrow after work. We will talk about the 53-man roster. We're 10 days away, baby. 10 effing days away, and we're about to know our roster tomorrow. We'll go through any new players, anything like that, and then, of course, we'll talk about the practice squad the next day and everything else you need to know to get you ready. And then, we'll be talking about our week one opponent, Dallas Cowboys, here very shortly. I can't effing believe it. Yes. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got for you. You know, if you need me, reach out. Does not have to be about the birds. If you got anything from this video, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share this bad boy. Subscribe and join the family down below. But, again, all I've got for you. So, until next time, I am Jimmy Smith. And this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, peace. Did I not hit it?